Morning, guys. I'm back in the kitchen today, and it's a gray and rainy, stormy day outside, so you may hear thunder in the background. Anyway, today I'm trying something new. It's called fire cider. Now, a friend turned me on to this. It's sort of like, I could say, elderberry syrup. You know, elderberry syrup. Oh, I make my own, but anyway, you take a teaspoon every day of it, and if you start feeling sick, you take a teaspoon every 4 hours, and it's supposed to help the cold or flu or whatever just go real quick through your system and get out of there really quick. Well, anyway, fire cider is similar to that, and it's supposed to help you not get sick, just like the elderberry. But if you do, I don't know if you take it extra. It's something new to me, but I want to try it because it's an interesting mix and it sounds wonderful. So basically, it's a bunch of roots and herbs and spices, citrus. You add them to a jar, you let it sit a month, and then you press the juice out, add honey, and then you drink a little cup of it every day. So we're gonna try it. So I'm gonna go through. My friend got this recipe off of a group on YouTube called The Honeystead, and I suggest you go look up The Honeystead, and when you find them, then look up fire cider, and they've got a nice video on how they made it, and she talks about it. She has an apothecary, and so that's really cool. And anyway, they go through the things you put in it and tell you exactly what's good about it. Like the antioxidants and the vitamins and the magnesium, and they tell you all that, and really good information. Anyway, this recipe, I got this recipe for them, but they said, you could fiddle with it, add a little more, add a little less, just like anything you cook or do. So anyway, I've got my 4 half gallon jars. They're of course pickle jars, but any kind of half gallon jar, you could put them in a bunch of quart jars, I guess, if you want. But I've got 4 half gallon jars, and I'm gonna give you. I got the recipe from them, but I may have tweaked it just a little bit because some things I'm a little bit more sensitive to than others. So anyway. So we're going to go through. I'm going to tell you what I've got. I've got a horseradish. Horseradish is one of the key ingredients in it. It's at the bottom. It is a weird smell. Sort of turnip, kohlrabi, cabbage. I don't know. It's a weird smell. Anyway, I had one big root about like this. Took me a while to find it. But I found it. I peeled it and sliced it up. And it's going to go in our jars. We've got also, I guess I could just put them on in the jars. So this is my horseradish. Here's one. I've sliced it. I've peeled it. Took me a while to find it. I had to find it in Evansville, which is an hour away from here, but I finally found it. So we're just going to go on and put it in our jars. I'll drop you down here so you can see the jars a little bit better. I'm going to divide it up in my 4 jars. I always say get your pencil and paper so you can write this down. That's what I did with their video. And had to go back a couple times. But I found it very useful. And I hope you find these videos useful. And I hope you'll try this. I probably won't post this for about a month because I'll want to see how it turns out before I actually post it. And then I'll write in the comments how it turned out and what I think about it. And then you do the same, or if you've ever tried it. I'd like to hear from you and tell me what you think of it. Okay, so there was our horseradish. Number 2, what is cranberries. I didn't have fresh cranberries. She had cranberries that she had freeze dried. Cranberries are sort of out of season right now, and they're really hard to find. But I had some dried cranberries, and I'm going to try that. Now, she didn't have really an amount on there. She just poured some in there, about a handful in each jar. So that I may put 2 handfuls in each jar, I don't know. But all the goodness of all these things together is supposed to be just fabulous for you. It's supposed to help you fight off colds and anything, and just supposed to help your body function better. Okay, we've got our cranberries. That was number 2. Number 3. What is number 3? Oranges. I sliced up my oranges, and they had some orange I'd never heard of, but I actually found some. Have you ever seen an orange? It's a blood orange. Isn't that cool? I can see why they call it a blood orange. It looks bloody in the middle. Anyway, it smells wonderful. Now I did, how many did I do here? 4. I did 4 pretty good size blood oranges. So, gonna layer that in there. Hers looked so pretty when it was done. I hope mine looks as well. We'll see, I guess. We're going to put our oranges in there. When you put all this in there, what you put around it is apple cider vinegar. You want to make sure it says it has the mother in it. That's what starts all the soaking, getting everything out of all these goodies that we're putting in here. And so it has to have the mother in it. So make sure when you buy some, you get some with the mother in it. Okay, that was 3. We're at number 4. What is number 4? Lemons. Of course, if you can buy organic, buy organic. If you can't find organic, make sure that you soak them in vinegar and wash them off really good. Okay, this said lemons, and I got 2. The biggest lemons I could find. Aren't they pretty? I think they're pretty. So we're going to put our lemons in there. I'm just sort of trying to get them even in there. I don't know that we'll be even, but it'll eventually go in the same batch anyway. Imagine. So, okay, there's our lemons. Next on our list is limes. Now, I didn't have any big limes, but I had some in the refrigerator. And so I did 4 little bitty limes. They were just little bitty. So I did 4 of these. I'll throw these in here. I'm really excited to try this stuff when it comes out. I know I have to wait a month, but I'm still excited about it. 6. Number 6. What's 6? Onions. Okay. Tip on onions. And they said in the video they had their candle burning, and I was like, what? What are you talking about, a candle? Light a candle. I cut up 2 huge onions. Not a tear. Not a tear. It was great. So, onions go in next. I think one time they said they used red, but you can use whatever you get. I just found a couple great big, nice white onions. And we're going to put those in there next. Our onions. I was starting to wonder if it's going to fill my jars. I think it is. I think it's going to fill the jar. Or if it's not, it's close. It'll be close to filling. It may not fill it all the way, but it'll be a pretty good fill anyway. Let's see, what was after onions? 7. Garlic. They said 2 big cloves of garlic. So I cut and smashed it, got all the peels off. One good thing to know when you put this in here, when you put vinegar on it, the garlic will turn blue. Don't worry about it, it's fine. It's just the acidity reacting with the garlic. But it will turn blue. But nothing's wrong with it, it's still good. Okay, after our garlic, 7, 8. What is 8? Ginger root. Okay. I got me some nice organic ginger root. And a little black piece on it. Okay. Washed it, sliced it up. I had 2 roots about that long that had little tubers all over it. So I cut those up. You know what? Ginger is good for your heart, for everything. Ginger is just good. good stuff all the way around. We don't get a lot of it because a lot of us don't like really the taste of it. But maybe in this, we perfect. So after ginger, we've got jalapenos. Now she said peppers that you could use more hot. You could use any kind of peppers you wanted, just to give it a little spice and punch up. Now I've got jalapenos and I only got 2. I think they used 4 or 5, but I can't handle that much heat. Sorry, I know people like that much heat, but I can't. So I sliced up 2 great big ones. So I'm just going to put a handful of those in there. Okay, we've got our jalapeno. Now we're to our spices. Let's see. Ooh, that was 9, 10. Rosemary. Got our rosemary. I think she put 2 great big tablespoons in each of them. So we're going to put a couple big tablespoons of rosemary in there. Man, as much as I'm using, I'm glad I got some in the garden growing. I took a whack out of my rosemary. Alright, and then the last thing that's going is turmeric. And she had fresh turmeric, which I don't have. But I've got my big ground thing, so I'm just going to add a big tablespoon of turmeric in each of them. So that turmeric may turn the vinegar a little bit of color, but it should still be pretty. Of course, I'm heaping mine a little bit, and that's okay. All right, there's our jars, and they got lots of pretty things in them, don't they? They're not quite all the way full, but I think they'll be okay. Hopefully I got enough vinegar. I'm not sure. Now, see, this vinegar is organic, raw, unfiltered, with mother. And you want to make sure it has mother in it. That's what sets it all to working. So we're going to try this. Since I've only got a gallon of this, I'm not sure that I'm going to have enough. I may have to go get some more. Or I may add 2 jars and take one out and put them in the other jars. Anyway, our jars, that's what they look like. It's a pickle one. Let's see. No, they're all pickled, but yeah, the yellow turmeric powder is adding a little bit yellow, but it's still real pretty. But what you're supposed to do, she suggested you put parchment paper before you put the lid on so it don't get stuck to it and hard to open. But you're supposed to put it in a dark, cool place, and every day go give it a shake and then put it down. Do that for 30 days. After 30 days, strain it out, press all the juice out you can get out, and then add honey. She didn't say how much. I presume it's more like to taste, sort of like with your elderberry syrup. Some people like it really sweet. Some people don't. I put mine sort of in between, so it's not overly sweet, so you just don't want to eat it like candy or drink it like something. But I want it sweet enough, and that organic honey, local honey, is really good for you, helping your allergies. So same thing I'm sure will apply here. So I would say about half of your liquid, then half. Whatever you say, you got a gallon of liquid, you would add a half gallon of honey. Now that is not always correct. You start with something smaller. Start with a quart of honey and put in it. Stir it up, give it a taste and see what you think. If you want it sweeter, add it sweeter. Anyway, I'm hoping this turns out good. And in a month, we'll post this and I'll write down in the comments what I thought about it. And maybe you'll give it a try. Anyway. Y'all have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.